What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another WNBA video. We have ourselves a two-game slate to dive into for Tuesday, August 12th. So we're going to break down and analyze each of those games. We're going to talk about which way that I'm leaning as far as the points on the spread. And when it's all said and done, don't forget to check right down there into that pinned comment. You'll find a link down there that's going to send you over to the Guy Boston Sports website. That's where you're going to find all of my final plays for these games listed for free. Now, before we dive into these games, let's go ahead and jump right there over to that website. We need to take a look back to Sunday. Let's see what we took then, how that ended up going down. And on Sunday, we put a handful of plays in, and we had a good day. We finished 5-2 with our plays from the video. We put in 2 more plays live, and we cashed on those as well. So 7-2 overall on the day. Definitely needed, man. And we are recording this video on Monday night. The Sun and the Valkyries are playing at the time of recording. We do have an under in on that one, so hopefully we cash on that as well and keep ending up profitable at the end of the night, guys, and we can roll that into this video here for these Tuesday games. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. Smash that like button down there for me if you can. Hit subscribe if you have not already. Let's jump into the mix, man. 7:30 p.m. tip-off time for our first game. Dallas Wings, Indiana Fever. Fever are 7-point favorites now. Total sitting at 169.5. The Wings are going to be on the road here for just this one game before returning home, but they are at a one-day rest disadvantage along with the travel involved from Dallas to Indiana here. They've lost 5 straight, 8 of their last 10, but they have covered in 4 of their last 6 games. They're 8-24 on the year, just 3-12 on the road. They're 15-17 against the spread, 7-8 to the number when playing away. Now, Indiana, they're coming in off of a win. They've taken 6 of their last 8 now. They sit at 18-14 on the year. They're 17-15 against the spread, and they're 10-6 when at home, both straight up and to the number. Now, Indiana has won the first 3 head-to-head matches between these two so far this season. They've done so by an average of 12 points per game as well. We look at both of these teams in their last 5 games. The Fever, they're sitting at 6 for three-pointers made and three-point shooting percentage, while the Wings are second from last in terms of three-pointers made, dead last for shooting percentage from downtown. Indiana is giving up the fewest three-point makes and at the 4th lowest shooting percentage as well. Dallas, they're giving up the 2nd most and at the highest shooting percentage across the WNBA. The Fever, they're hitting at the 2nd highest percentage from inside the restricted area. The Wings are second from last, and they're giving up the 5th highest shooting percentage from that zone. Dallas is hitting the 2nd most field goals from outside the restricted area and from the mid-range. The Fever, they're giving up the 3rd highest shooting percentage from outside the restricted area, but they are giving up the 2nd fewest shots from that mid-range zone. Indiana is hitting the 2nd most above the break threes. Dallas is allowing the 2nd highest shooting percentage from above the break. Indiana is also pulling in the 3rd most offensive rebounds. The Wings sit at just 8th in this regard. The Fever are scoring the 2nd most second chance points, while Dallas is second from last, but the Fever are giving up the most second chance points on the other end, while the Wings have been allowing the fewest. Even so, man, Indiana has covered in their last 3 games in a row as a favorite now at home. The Wings are just 4-7 to the number as a single-digit road dog. Indiana should be able to hurt Dallas on the perimeter here, on the glass. They should be able to force a good bit of turnovers as well, turning those turnovers into points. So I'm going to lean with the Fever here. Then for the total, we saw an under the last time between these two with 2 overs in the meetings prior to that. Dallas has hit to the under in 3 of their last 4, Indiana in 4 of their last 5. Both these teams play with pace, though, man. You know, both sitting inside the top 5 in terms of pace over their last 5 games. Neither defense is playing great, with Indiana middle of the pack at 7th and the Wings sitting at 2nd from last. So I'm going to lean over looking at this game here. Then next up, I'm looking at the Liberty and the Sparks. 10 p.m. tip-off time. Liberty are going to be 3.5-point favorites. Total sitting at 178.5. That's going to be the 3rd meeting between these two, but the first in LA. The Liberty took the first match by 10, but the Sparks upset New York off a buzzer-beating circus shot the 2nd time around, putting up 101 points on the Liberty in the process. That's the first game of a 3-game road trip for the Liberty, with travel from east to the west coast as well, while the Sparks will get their 2nd straight at home in this one. LA has won 4 of 5, 8 of their last 10. They sit at 15-16 on the year. They are a half a game back of that 8th and final playoff spot. Now at home, they've gone just 6-9 straight up, 5-10 against the spread, but they have won and covered in 3 straight games at home now. New York is 20-11 this season, just 11-18-2 to the number. They've gone 7-7 this year on the road, 2-11-1 against the spread when playing away. After a 3-game winning streak, the Liberty come into this one off of a loss to the Lynx, who were without Fee in that game. They had lost 4 straight prior to that, so 5 losses in their last 8 games, and they have failed to cover in any of those 8. Now, looking at the last 5 games, the Liberty are coming in at 5th for net rating. The Sparks are coming in at 4th. The Sparks are excelling on the offensive end, man, sitting at third for net rating, but they are dead last defensively. The Liberty, they sit at fourth defensively, but they are second from last offensively. New York, man, they're only averaging 78 points per game, while the Sparks are putting up 92 over their last 5. LA is shooting 49% from the field, 38% from deep. Both of those are good for second in the W, and they're also hitting the second most three-pointers in that time span. Both these teams, man, they're turning the ball over a ton. LA is turning it over at the third highest rate. New York is turning it over the most. Now, the Sparks are just seventh for points scored off of turnovers, but they are fifth for fast break points, and New York is third from last defending against points scored in transition. So if they can convert some of those turnovers into some points, right, start getting out on the break, man, they could really start hurting New York in this one here. But they're hitting the second most threes from the left corner, the third most from the right corner, and the fourth most from above the break. They're shooting 37.5% from above the break as well. That is second in the W. New York, man, they're middle of the pack at 8th for points allowed from the paint, but they're giving up the second fewest threes and at the lowest shooting percentage as well. We've seen the Sparks, man, just simply outscore like most everyone here of late, right? They're playing a little defense in the process. But if the Liberty play, defense like we know they're capable of, they could definitely slow this LA team down to some degree. But my question is are they going to show up? Is New York going to show up to play here? They've been a pretty average team when not at full strength, man, and pretty elite in the few games that they've had everyone healthy. But they'll be down the usual here, right? Stewie's out, Sobley's out, Burke's been out. The three of them have been out for quite some time now, but we also have Isabel Harrison out with a concussion, while the Sparks are coming in with a clean injury report. So yeah, just more size and length missing with Harrison out for New York. So I'll lean with LA, man, catching the points at home in this one here. And then for that total, 178.5, man, it's so high. But we've already spoke on this LA offense. We don't need to, get into that anymore and how elite that they have been. These two, they landed right at 200 the last time that they met as well. LA has hit to the over in 4 of their last 5, 8 of their last 10. We have seen New York hit to 5 straight unders now, but they've gone over in 9 of their 14 played on the road this season. The Sparks, they've played to the 4th fastest tempo this year. New York has played to the fastest. So give me an over in this one, man. And that is going to wrap it up, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Hope you found the content helpful and useful. And if you did, please don't forget to smash that like button on your way out. Hit subscribe if you have not already. And that's going to do it, man. Hope you guys all have a great night. Hope you guys all cash out. I'm going to see you back tomorrow for the next one.